How you guys like this view? I don't know if I can get used to the camera right here in my face and stuff. I don't know. Might have to work on camera location in this truck. But I know judging by the title of the video, y'all are probably like, what the F happened? And man, when I tell you, it was just like this is just a weird way to do a truck a truck tour, but that's how my weekend is starting off. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, guys. The infamous truck tour after being robbed. Um, so I guess before I even get into the truck tour itself, I'm gonna go ahead and close this door. I'm gonna just tell you all the story of how it happened. A couple hours ago, I was doing a service call out in the I ain't even gonna really say the ghetto or the hood, but it was on the south side of town. And I don't know where you guys are from, but normally the south side of towns are not the best sides of towns in my experience. But I got done doing a service call, and as I was leaving the tenant's house, I was putting everything in my truck, and as I was walking to my truck, I noticed two other uh one of them was a service truck, the other one was a pickup truck for the same company, but I happened to I happened to get a weird kind of, gut feeling that something went wrong because they sped off kind of fast. I didn't think of nothing of it. I'm like, oh, they're probably just other trades for people. They got stuff to do. They got things, place to go. But I walked around the back of my truck and I was like, something, something is very much missing out of the back of my truck. Now that box was not there beforehand. It's here now, but it was not there beforehand. Um, I was like, man, let me just go on to the next one. So I get to the next call, and I ended up actually needing um, some refrigerant. And I came to the back of the truck again. I picked up my 410A tank, which seemed pretty light. So I was like, okay, well, it's a good thing I've got another box back here. And I hopped in the truck, and I was like, now I know what was missing. Brand new tank of 410 and a brand new tank of 422 of and 422B. So I didn't catch any license plates or anything of those guys. I just ironically though they didn't take anything else off the truck. I just got robbed for refrigerant. It was the first time it's ever happened to me. I've been in this truck that I'm about to show you guys. I've been in this truck for 5 days. I guess yeah, because I did a Labor Day video. So yeah, 5 days. And the only downside to it is like the open cab part that they were able to steal the refrigerant from. That is the only thing I can potentially I could that worries me about this truck. So I'm definitely gonna invest in like the cable stuff for the pack out because that was the first thing I was worried about. I was like, oh my God, like what else did they take? I started just counting all my pack out pieces. I'm running through my drawers and stuff. I'm like, these dudes really only took refrigerant. So they were either I gotta believe they were HVAC people. I gotta believe it. But enough of that. I don't even want to dwell too much on it because it's like it was just the straw that broke the camel's back for our company for today because I just put in the group chat like, hey guys, I got robbed, and then like a couple minutes before, I guess one of our other technician had an issue with his truck, and so my boss was just like he was just losing it. He was just losing it. So everything's fine. I'm thankful they didn't take the GoPro out the truck or nothing. none of the mounts, they just came for refrigerant and just took it. So if you guys happen to watch this video, I hate you for taking my stuff, but thank you for not taking the rest of my stuff. Let's get into it. Right here first, that's the driver's side door. Immediately, when I hop out and do a service call now, I got my bag right there. I thought it was gonna have an issue fitting in here, and that's just the TP XXL. So I'm guessing if you have, I think anything smaller than that, or whatever the Tech MCT bag, I think that small one, I think that'll fit. And anything smaller than those bags should be fine. We've got an inverter here that my boss put in. This was originally his truck too. I can't believe I forgot to say that. He got a new Chevy truck with a work body on it, so I'm taking this one, and I've been trying to still casually get everything that was in the Colorado switched over to this truck. So please, as you guys see anything discombobulated, please let me know any other way you guys think, to organize this, because aside from this little spot, I'll show it in a minute, where like majority of like the parts and stuff are, I'm still trying to figure everything out. I got a tote over here on the floor. My Trade Fox umbrella's right here because I haven't found a place for that yet, really. Probably gonna try to stick it behind a seat. But the recovery cylinder's back there because I gotta weld a spot for it to sit in the bed of the truck. But for right now, this is just as is. First week in this truck tour. This is how this has been. And it hasn't been so bad. So got the M18 M12 charger right there for my Milwaukee stuff. Little knick-knack stuff up here that I just threw up in here so I could get ready to go and do jobs. But pretty much mostly anything I need to just go ahead and get the job started is right here in my bag. I'll just take this and go. Wire nuts are right here. Anchor kit up here. Valve cores and valve caps right here. My flaring tools. I keep extra batteries in here. So I'm still working this part out. Onto this spot. The only real part that I feel is organized in here to a degree. I got my capacitors on this side, my float switches and P-trap stuff, like the Easy Trap, is down here. It's just I think I'll probably end up switching the way this is laid out as we get closer and closer into heating season. Because right now the only heating season stuff I had left in my truck from last winter is right here, and that's just flames, the Subco universal flame sensors for different units, and a hot surface igniter. But aside from the capacitors right here, I got the dual run caps and the actual just like single oval boys right here. I've got single and double pole contactors because I'm only really doing residential. I don't need three pole contactors because I don't really do commercial. Got my transformers, my fan relays, the 4 pins, 5 pins, like with the normally open and normally closed contacts, and then just the regular 4 pins with the normally open ones. We only use pro thermostats, the T721 and the, where is it? Is that one right there? T701. So the 2 heat 1 cool pros and the 1 heat 1 cools. Got a box of the CLC nitrite gloves. I accidentally grabbed the wrong size when I bought these. They're the mediums. I wear a large, but wasn't gonna like not use them. We bought them, so gonna use them. Got extra wire nuts back here, and all my fuses fell out of the box in the Colorado, but they're still reading fine. I tested each one of these bigger ones individually, and they're all still reading good. In the far back, I've got the tinier fuses that we could also use. Back here, I keep the refrigerant scale, which also in this bag, because I've been doing like the one hose method with the probes, I'll go ahead and keep, I really hope the mini split isn't blowing too much into the mic. I'll keep a spare hose in here with my scale, so that way when I'm using my probes, all I have to do is just remove the low side Schrader core, and I use my valve core removal tool pretty much as a charging teeth, pretty much. Behind the scale, I keep a Black Max bender kit. I've probably only used that 2 times, but I love that thing. I bought it when we were doing a apartment complex, and we were having to run line sets like every other day, and I got tired of the way they looked, just hand bending them. And it was around the time when like that Jeff dude on Instagram was like going crazy with bends. I was like, I'm gonna get a bender, and I bought that and used it 2 times, and then we were done with the job, and I have barely used it since. I try my best to use it on situations where like we need more like there's a terrible bend going into a unit now, but yeah. Up top, I keep my little extra roll of thermostat wire. I've got 2 motor pullers back here. One of these, I actually need to figure out which one is the bad one, because the shaft, the spindle on the shaft like threaded out and just messed. It won't go down all the way. I can still pull it back up, but it won't go down all the way. I also keep my field piece refrigerant leak detector back here, because I have yet to find a good place to put it. My boss had welded himself a little refrigerant rack right here. They don't really move that much. I mean, I'll even go over like train tracks in our area, and they barely bounce up and down. I mean, this holds. I definitely would love to have like one of the ones that are in like regular vans. And then probably instead of mounting it, upright, I'd probably mount it laying down and then still having the tank sit up kind of like this. It would still work the same. Just put like a bungee cord across the top of them or whatever, just to hold them all in there. Got this is trash. This is a drain pan I swapped out today. 6-foot aluminum ladder. No longer using that little giant that I used to complain about having to pick up off the top of my truck all the time. I've also got like a little 3-step over there that I got from Walmart. And this is a little tool chest where I keep the stuff that I'm rarely ever using but needs to be protected from the elements, because this is insulated a little bit. The recovery machine still in the bag because I haven't had a chance to really use it yet. The vacuum pump right there. Last winter, Boss Man got us all the pipe vise because he's seen it on social media. He's like, "Oh, that'd be so cool for everybody to get on their trucks." Extra roll of 3/8 tubing for when I have to put in condensate pumps. Extra whip up under here. I've got, I think that's a 50. No, that's like a 30-foot rope, 40-foot rope right there up under the extension cord. For the very rare cases I have to rope something up on a roof. I probably used that thing once or twice. Oh, he left me the fish tape. I didn't even see that in here. Oh, you can't have it now, Chad. But I've got the fish tape for if we need to run new wire somewhere. Sweet. I did not know he left that in there. He'll tell me he wants it back at some point. Yeah. Over here, I've got the Milwaukee cooler. I really wanted the bigger one, but I figured it'd take up too much space. I mean, that probably holds maybe about 3 or 4 waters. That'll last me through the day. Especially with me just driving around. It'll hold, if I fill up this thing full of ice in the morning throughout the summer, depending on where I got the ice, because some supply house ice machines, their ice was terrible and it wouldn't last me more than like a couple hours. With like Sprint and Circle K ice, that could probably last this cooler all day, even when it's just melted water. It's still really cold, and it still keeps my waters cold all day. The M18 shop vac, um, I don't think I have a battery in it right now. Inside this little pack out piece, I've just got some quick screws and anchor kit, another set of anchors. Pretty much only going in this when I need to put up like a return grill with the 2-inch screws. I find a panel or anything that's missing a bunch of 5/16, so I got extra 5/16 and self tappers. Wire nuts in case the ones in my bag I run out of those in my bag, and then the anchors right here and some drywall screws. I don't know why wire nuts are in here. I'll fix that later. But Phillips head drywall screws for putting up thermostats. And then on top of here is just my PVC kit. I don't have a lot of, like, we're rarely ever doing a whole bunch of PVC stuff. So I just have some 90s, some T's, obviously the glue. Originally, we were using nothing but couplings, and I got tired of like coming up on drain lines on previous properties that we've been to and seeing like 3 or 4 couplings just to clear out a drain line. I'm like, why don't we just start using unions? I feel like that'd be a genius thing to do. If the drain line backs up, just undo it, blow through it, and then put it back together instead of 5 different couplings along the drain line. That looks gaudy as hell. It's terrible. I'm not gonna rip everything off this bottom box. I'll just say what's in it. M18 recip saw, the one-hand recip saw. I've got my grinder in there, impact, and the hammer drill. Oh, and oscillating tool. I use that pretty much for cutting out returns. Am I forgetting anything else back here? No, I am not. I literally, before I came back to the shop, I bought that tank of NU22 and I put a tank of 410 in the truck. And that was probably about an hour and a half ago because I still had to run one more call. So I just left that back there, just wondering. I was like, maybe it fell out of my truck. Maybe I'll just leave one back here and drive around. Like, I'm pretty sure I got robbed, but if that falls out of the truck, then I'll just blame it on driving, and that still stayed back here. So I'm like, there's no way that thing fell out, because I was panicking, man. I thought this latch gave out and like it just fell. I was like, oh my god, but nope, everything else stayed back here. I cannot believe it. They just saw things in boxes and just wanted to take it. Brand new tape. Get that tape. Oh, forgot. The only way for me to lock it, I got to get, especially after today, I want to get better locks for this because my boss had this, but he never had the key, so he would just sit it here. Oh, I got to set this down. So I'm going to get one for this side, and there's one for here. Get 2 new ones so I can lock this stuff better. Got the coil gun, the new Calgon coil gun right here. And as I was cleaning out the Colorado, I found the nozzle tip. I was so happy about it because I've just felt stupid not using it, and I didn't know like where to get, aside from Amazon, where to get just like a single one. I was asking around at supply houses, but I've got 2 collapsible 50-foot hoses right here because at these rental properties, I never know if I'm gonna have a spigot close enough, or I don't know. I've always called it a spigot. You can call it a faucet, whatever you want to call it. I got the pump sprayer for when I spray down like the inside of evap, air handlers and whatnot. The Viper coil cleaner I keep back here. I've got the Viper drain pan spray, and behind this I have the soap bubbles. Big Blue. Yeah, Big Blue. Bang. Boy, this GoPro is getting hot. And that's what recording at 4K does. I'm already at 61%. This thing about to die. I only got a little bit left though. A little bit left though. My boss left a gigantic container of PVC 90s in here, so I get to keep these and keep using these. We've had a couple situations where tenants complain about like the terrible returns you guys see in all my videos. So sometimes I have to leave these in a couple of the returns. So I just got those on deck just in case I need it. On this shelf right here, this is almost empty, but I try to keep at least 1 or 2 cans of the no rinse sprays on here because I'm sometimes I'm not able to spray down the evap coil with water. In here, just got these 2 today when I went and got my other tanks of refrigerant because I've been putting in condensate pumps like crazy. But I've got my M18 transfer pump. If any of you guys have seen me on Instagram, on like catching my stories or whatever, you'll see me use this a lot because it is so helpful. I mean, not necessarily saying the Milwaukee one is the best one, but just any type of transfer pump in general when you're working in these southern humid climates, man, they make for cleaning out emergency pans in the attic so much easier. Even if you don't have a clean out, you just make sure your drain line's clean, cut it. I've got a coupling piece on the end of this, so I just shove this on the PVC and put the other end inside the pan, and it probably takes, I could probably clear out a whole pan in less than 8 minutes, especially on like a full battery. But I keep the manifold in here as well because I rarely try to use it. I mean, I'm so used to using the probes now. I'm only using the manifold on like evap changeouts or something like that, compressor changeout when I'm gonna start pulling out the recovery machine. Over here though, the torches. This was the hardest place for me to figure out where to put them, because before there was a shelf like right here. So like I was wondering, I was like, dang, it took me a minute to pop up the old shelf and get it out the way and try and get that to fit. And then I've got my nitrogen tank right here that I've got to get a better holder for because right now the only thing stopping it, I put this up yesterday. The only thing stopping it from falling over right now is just that hole strap. But I got a bunch of tape up here, mastic tape, foil tape, and a roll of FSK for the insulation. And I've got my regulator and a whole thing of brazing rod, 15%, I think. I don't remember. But this is my new service truck for as long as my boss wants me to use it. Or until he gets tired of the one that he's using and he's like, boy, go get back in that Colorado and I got to move everything back. Which I'm not going to be mad at. I don't mind it. It's different. I will definitely say I started out in the trade using vans, and it wasn't until that I came down south that I started seeing service vans for HVAC that were like just these like open body service body trucks. Where I'm from up north, I think the only time I really saw, and I mean, granted, I only started out in the trade in 2019. I only noticed like the gas companies, like was it DTE up in the Detroit metro area. DTE had these types of trucks, but those were the guys that would just come around and take the locks off the gas meters, and that was it. That was their entire job, really. So like coming down here, I still rarely see service trucks for HVAC. With these open bodies, the ones that I do see though, they're either like really trashed or like there's nothing in this back. There's nothing in the bed of the truck. maybe a couple like PVC pipes or something, but like it's I don't know. I don't know. This is new to me. I like vans. I like being able to keep everything inside the truck, make sure know it's secure. Obviously if somebody wants to get into your vehicle, they're going to get into your vehicle. But when you leave stuff out in the open, it makes it easier for people to come get it. So it definitely is a little irritating. Um, but I'm just glad they really didn't take anything else. Maybe they were HVAC guys. Maybe they ran out of refrigerant and they just grabbed mine and was like, he'll just go buy another spy house. We'll just get some more. Um, so it's been a long week, fellas. It's been a long week. Or ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how many. I don't know who else watches these videos. Could be anybody. But if you've got any comments, any type of items that you think would be useful in me using on the truck to try to maximize efficiency, with especially with trying to figure out where I'm gonna put this recovery tank, because I gotta keep it on the truck. And then with everything rolling out at the beginning of next year, with the Goodmans running R32, and then whatever the other refrigerant is, like I'm gonna have like 4 different refrigerants on this truck just wide out in the open. How many more times is refrigerant gonna get stolen off my truck? This is about to be crazy. Um, I gotta make lighthearted of the situation though. I mean, I really couldn't do nothing but laugh. When I realized it was literally just refrigerant stolen, I just laughed. And the guys at the counter at Johnson were like, "What's so funny?" I was like, "Bro, I'm only in here for this refrigerant because it got stolen." They were like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, you don't remember me buying like buying this stuff like 2 days ago?" Man, but that's it. It's time to talk about the giveaway though. So what I'm gonna do for this giveaway, um, and pardon the cutaways and everything. I'm still trying to get used to like using the GoPro and figuring out when to cut in, cut out, and all that stupid stuff. Because I got the GoPro. I got the GoPro to make the videos better, and to take better quality videos. I mean, I bought everything that could come with this thing too. I got some stuff that I probably won't use, but I got the chest strap thing, the car mount, and I got a second tripod. I didn't even know my first tripod could work with the GoPro, but I found out it can. So that's cool. But if it wasn't for everybody that keeps subbing, and leaving me all the I don't even want to say criticisms, but just the advice that you guys are dropping in the comment section, uh, helping me grow as a technician. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have this GoPro. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I don't even want to say this early into my YouTube career, but just I didn't think I'd be at 2,000 subs this year. I really didn't. I didn't know how this was gonna go. I just tried it. But without going off on too many other tangents, because y'all know I like to ramble unnecessarily. Uh, Same criteria as before. All you got to do is just either email me. I'll drop that on the video, or if you follow me on Instagram, all you got to do is just message me a screenshot that you're subscribed to the channel, and you will be entered to win this Klein. I don't even want to say this ratchet wrench set. I love this thing. It's got impact sockets on here as well, so you can put it on your drill. You don't necessarily have to use just the ratchet itself. I've used this on a good amount of blower motors. It's got other bits and things, other 1/4 inch bits that you could use in case you don't have them already. But I love this thing. It's helped me out in a couple different pinches, especially the older units that don't necessarily have the regular size bolts and everything for blower motors. But it will be this and 2 Appian core depressors. if you're into that. So if these are some items you guys would like to win for free, all you got to do is just email me or message me on Instagram with proof that you are subscribed to the channel, and you will be entered to win. And I will select a winner Wednesday. Yeah, whatever Wednesday is after today, September 6th, um, at 5 p.m. Eastern time. That's when the giveaway will be done, or your chance to enter will be done. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna get on home and try to figure out how to get these videos off this GoPro, get them mashed up together, and hopefully this video won't be a complete bust. But again, thank you guys for following me on this journey. Thank you guys for helping me become a better technician and help. That's crazy. This thing just overheated as I was doing the outro, as I was trying to finish this. That's crazy. The thing is hot though. I'm gonna change the setting. I guess I can't really record that much in 4K with this thing, so that's not a drawback for me. I just want to try it. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for everything you guys have done, all the advice, holding me accountable, helping me hold the other guys around me accountable, and improving and helping the industry, in any way possible. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great weekend. If I can film something else this weekend, I think I got like maybe one. I think I'm supposed to get one call tomorrow. I'll try to record that too. But other than that, I will catch you guys on the next one. Later.